everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the famous Cinci podcast. It's been a while since the last one because of like a lot of reasons, but we finally managed to make another one, and we're back with my hosts.
We're in season 2, right?
Yeah,
because that's
season
the
2.
explanation. We
Yeah.
we took a long break from a season that we didn't know was happening until a few seconds ago.
Yeah. All like the new production and stuff, it caused a bit of delays, but
I was
season 2
gone.
is here.
I was
Very
gone. That's the real reason.
Yeah, we were gonna make an
not
episode,
available.
but it didn't work. And then since you had to leave for like 2 weeks, and then I don't know, and then Synactive's power stopped working today, and we thought we weren't even gonna be able to do it today, but it worked.
Then some
But yeah.
weekends I just didn't want to do it.
But yeah, so I'm here with my hosts like usual, Synactive and Strikewind, and 2 special guests, Cinci and S3rios. S3rios, you might,
Hey.
yeah. So you might know.
Next season, in the next season, we should consider making Cinci like part of the podcast.
Not really. Anyway, so part of my intro is to introduce S3rios, and you cut me out. So let me introduce him. So you might know S3rios from I don't know. He has a rated level. What's it called again? New Bloom. He's
It's
making
a featured level, in fact.
Yeah, it's featured, and there's an upcoming level called Multiplicity that is like based on multi-activate. We can get into that a bit later though. And yeah, aside from that, he's pretty well known from GD Twitter and the GD forums, if you were there back then, and maybe the Jax Films thing where he talked about the Unabomber. But yeah, so anything you want to say, S3rios?
I mean, still a Ted Kaczynski fan, of course.
Of course.
I don't know. I think you did my introduction well. You might also know that like my reputation is not always positive on GD Twitter, but I think I deal with that okay. Like,
You have your opinions, and that's it.
Yes.
That's your opinions.
yeah, I have my opinions, and sometimes people disagree with them, but at least I'm sincere about what I believe.
That's true.
It's better than not being sincere.
That is true.
Yep.
Well, we have
So-
to start this off. S3rios, do you think KugelBlitz will verify Death Corridor?
At some point, like
Yes.
at this point, I think it's just like a sunk cost fallacy kind of thing. Like Kugel
Yeah.
is not going to give up on it. He's going to keep going, even if it's like way out of his skill range.
Do you
So-
think
You
do
are
think
right
he'll
that
nerf it
you are right
before it
that
com-
there
do
you
think
have
he'll
opinions
nerf it
that
before
people
it
may
comes out?
disagree with.
Do you think he'll nerf it?
Has he nerfed it before?
Nope.
No.
I've just been buffing it.
Yeah, then I don't think he's going to nerf it if he keeps.
Fine.
Okay, now
Fine, Kugel, you get someone that believes in you.
I remember it was tied last time. I don't remember the exact scores,
Well,
but
it's
now
+1.
yeah, +1. Okay.
I got to stick by.
Wait, what?
What?
I said I've got to stick by my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Base
Jeez.
S3rios as usual.
Have a little faith in Kugel.
I gave up faith like 2 years ago. It's been going on for 5.
Yeah.
I know maybe like you haven't tried
Like
nerfing
at this
it.
point,
Don't knock
at
it
this
till you
point,
try
it's going to
it.
be a decade before it's verified. we're reaching. We're halfway to a decade.
Maybe it will take a decade.
It's
but
been
I
half a
I still-
decade
I
since
still
you
think-
picked it up, Kugel.
I still
Wait,
think
Kugel, were you living in Dubai at the time that you started this?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so you've moved entire countries between between when you started and where you are now.
Yeah, a lot has happened. I started in like late 2016, October of 2016. So yeah.
6 years.
Do you ever get bored? Like, do you ever lose motivation?
I get okay because the thing is I grind it for like an unnatural amount of time when I am playing it. So the problem is after I've grinded it enough, I end up feeling really burnt out from the level, and then I take like a really long break before I come back to it.
1 year each time, and then it's like a week of unnatural grinding. And then
Yeah, but whenever I do start grinding, I make a lot more progress. Like I did 52 and 38 to 100 last time, which is approaching, like much better than the previous
You've
time.
buffed it since then, and you haven't had progress in a year.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Is it true that you moved countries because the geometry dash is better over there?
Oh yeah, the Geometry Dash servers, the ping is a lot better.
Ping spoofing.
You need to go back. You need to go back to Dubai to beat it. You need to beat it where it started from. Go back to your roots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Okay.
he needs to wait until he gets a job in Dubai to go back.
Okay, but okay, there is something I wanted to talk about. I think I wanted to bring it up last time, but I might have forgot, and also it was like in the middle of the story. I don't know if I told Cinci, but this is related to like the scammers that were trying to scam me.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Okay, fine. I'll just say the story now. So, pretty much, it started off like with this call from this random number, and this guy who sounded like the generic Indian tech scammer, like literally, that you would see in all the videos. But that did
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Like I'm not
Yeah.
racist. I didn't like think that wasn't the first thing that came to mind. I did think it was a legitimate call at first, right? But it was basically claiming to be from this other phone company that I was not with yet, but because I was with another one, and then he was saying like, "Oh, I know you're from this one, and we have like a better offer." And it like the offer was better, but it wasn't like a too good to be true offer either, right? So.
Yeah.
For a while, I sort of like played along with it, and then, he said, that, "Oh, we'll order a package for you or whatever and stuff." But then, after after that, he started asking for like way more personal stuff, like my social insurance number, my credit card information, my passport number. Like, what the fuck do you need that for? So at that point, I was already like, okay, this
It'll
is.
help.
And the thing is, like, okay, this is also something I noticed beforehand, but I didn't, again, like, it was only in hindsight was it, like, obvious. It was, like, how he kept trying to be, like, friendly to me and make small talk and all of that, which is, like, I think, because usually when you get, like, a call from actual, like, a salesperson of an actual company, they're not, maybe they want to try and convince you, but they don't tend to, like, be as friendly as that guy was. And yeah, but it got to a point where it was pretty obvious. But the thing is, he had already ordered the thing to come to me, right? And the idea was what he would order would be the SIM card for my phone, so that for the new thing. So when I got the package, turns out that it wasn't a SIM card. It was actually like a new iPhone X or some shit, like the newest iPhone. I don't know what it's called, right? And then the guy calls me, and this is where the scam comes in. He was like, "Oh, there was a package mix-up. We gave you this iPhone by accident, so you need to return it now." And then he gave me some like random ass address, which I looked up later on Google Maps. It's just this house in the middle of nowhere, like this villa house, right?
It's probably like an Airbnb, and you're like
Yeah.
a mule.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the idea was that I would send the package to them, then I would get, because they did order it from the actual company, right? To send to me, but like on my behalf, and then I would send it to them, and then the company would charge me, and they would get the phone for free, pretty much, right? And it was pretty obvious, and I called the company about it, and they were like, "Yeah, no, you don't send it there. You usually would send it back to where it came from." And I did, and that got resolved, right? But, okay, but then I was like, well, I don't want to just leave it there. I kind of want to, like, mess with them a bit, like the scammers.
Yeah.
So what I did was I sent the phone back, but I did have because the scammers kept, like, calling me every day and messaging me. It's like, we need you to send it, or else we're going to charge you, or whatever, trying to, like, intimidate me into doing it.
Wait,
So
okay, hold on. They got you gave them your address like earlier?
Well, yeah, like as in, yeah, my university like postal code, so they could send. This was before they asked for like the personal information. This was just so that they would send the package, right?
I wouldn't even have done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
I mean that. Yeah, maybe I should have been more aware of that, but I only really started to get like the major red flags when he started asking for the other stuff. But then so I made this package. I have an image of it. I might like put it on the screen in the podcast. But I put like an empty or like almost empty bottle of water. I put like a half-eaten chocolate bar. I put like a note that was like badly spelled saying like "thank you so much." It's just like the most like annoying package ever. Yeah. And then I just put it all into one
package of trash.
Yeah. Basically just,
why would you waste a perfectly good chocolate bar on this though?
No. You're wasting.
Yeah, you might be right, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny, right? And then. So I put it all into this package and I just sent it to them. And ever since then, for some reason, because they asked me on the day I sent it, like, "Oh, did you send it?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." And then since then, I have not gotten a single call or message from them.
Well, yeah, because they realized that you were onto them, and they.
Yeah, or maybe they were so happy with my like present that they were satisfied.
Wait, are the callers like coming from India or something?
Maybe they sold the water bottle.
No. I mean, the number came from Canada. Like, if it was from a different country, I would not have even answered the phone. But no, they were in Canada, and.
Well, how do you know that? They could have.
I mean, like the caller, like the number itself. Well, maybe they were not.
Yeah, I think there's ways to change caller ID.
Probably, but like the caller ID.
I think that there's like a thing where like in India itself, the idea of being like a scam caller is so commonplace that the offices of the scam callers are like right above the legit office.
Yeah. I know. It's like you'll have like an actual like tech place, and then. In the same building, there will also be like a scam. But yeah, anyway, I just thought it was a bit of a funny story.
It is a funny story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's pretty funny.
I'm a little bit disappointed that you didn't catch on earlier, but you know.
But
I mean, okay, to my defense, in Dubai and stuff, I never really got any calls like this before, or like telemarketer calls or anything. So I wasn't like used to any of it. So I was still maybe a bit naive, and it only once it like went to the point where I thought I was gonna get literal identity theft, that I was like, okay, wait, no, this is not right.
I got like a weird call in the United Kingdom, which I'm not even sure like is a scam call. I think it is a YouTube video. However, like just the behavior is weird. Okay, it might have been preventative behavior to stop me from calling the police or something. But essentially, like what happened was, I got the usual jargon of like someone trying to sell me something. Obviously, like a recording.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I like, when I like confronted them about it being like sus, they suddenly played another recording, which is like a PSA about. Any call can be a scam call. Don't trust the call, whatever. And I don't know why they played that recording. I asked them like then if it was going to be like if this is like a YouTube video or something, and then they just ended the call. Like I don't understand why you would like try to scam someone and then try to like do a PSA about like don't fall for scams. Like what kind of scheme is this? Is this like I don't even know till this day.
I only get extended warranty calls now, pretty much. My car's has extended warranty. Get those a ton. Really, really annoying. I have a lot of blocked numbers. And then I remember when I turned 18, I kept getting calls from like recruitment officers for the military.
Oh my god!
And I was just like, no.
Yes.
No. It's like, yeah, I'm, Ryan from whatever thing, and you would make a great person for the U.S. Army. It's like, no, I wouldn't. I hang up. It's
I think also wait, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, I don't even think I'm allowed to serve in the army, unless it was a civilian position, I guess. Like,
is it because of your eyesight?
No, it's not because of my eyesight. It's because of my mental disorders. But that's also a legitimate reason.
I'm not even sure why eyesight is like a reason to not join. I think someone I knew said, "Oh, they couldn't join because of their eyesight." Like, just wear glasses, like.
But no, because it's not even just that though. Like they might be dyslexic, for example, right? Like
No, it was glasses. I don't know why. That's like strange, but it's not the American army. It was like some other army.
oh, well, I mean, even in the American army, there are eyesight restrictions because they can't have you in combat and needing like glasses and stuff. You know, that's just
Like away contact. I don't even know. Like that's
it's
not
a
even problem.
liability. You know.
Yeah, what if you
Yeah.
lose your contact? It's not like you it's not like you can get your medication and stuff when you're in war. Like,
Especially like
But that's like
if you're
quite
like
an easy way to not get drafted. If there's like an emergency and you need to get drafted, can't you just say like I have bad eyesight or something?
Yeah, you make your eyesight being bad.
Mhm.
I think there's
Yeah,
I
it's
think there's actually like a history during like World War II drafted people purposely like injuring themselves so they can't be drafted.
Well, yeah.
That's definitely.
Didn't Donald Trump do the same thing or something?
Well, he
I don't
didn't.
know about that.
He
but
just
it-
had another way to avoid the
he probably- Yeah, I
draft.
probably did another thing.
He
When
said
you
he
have
had
money, you
bone
can make
spurs.
things work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, I don't think I could be drafted because of like a few reasons. Definitely, my hip would be a big one. I would not. I'd start running and training, and then it would just like break on me, and they'd be like, "Oh,
I
you're not
actually
ready."
I think that people can get drafted for civilian positions, though.
Wait, is conscription a thing in the U.S.?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No,
Well, hold on. No. What do we mean? Okay. There's a draft, but it's not there's not like mandatory conscription in the same way that like Norway has mandatory conscription, right? Or Israel has mandatory conscription, right?
yeah. Or it's like you have to serve for 2 years once you turn 18.
Yeah, there's nothing like that in the United States. which
Well,
I'm-
there is another civilian thing that you have to do, which is jury duty. Are we gonna get in trouble if I talk about the thing?
What, jury nullification? I mean, no one knows our identity, so I don't think that matters.
Right. I mean, I don't live in the United States, but
Yeah, I mean,
there's like a really easy way to get out of jury duty.
I mean, yeah, I think everyone knows about jury nullification at this point. But yeah,
I've never been to jury duty.
I've never been called for it, so if you
I'd
want to
like to
message
keep it
me,
that way.
message me after the fact on how to get out of it, then you know. go
There's
for
like
it.
a second like wait, because nowadays they don't actually ask about jury nullification. Like they don't want you to even think about it. So they have a disguised question.
Mhm.
It's something like what is it? It's basically like asking about it, but like in a different way. They ask something like are you able to put down your own personal opinions and like vote in accordance with the law or something? And you're supposed to say something like, "Oh, I don't think I will be able to put down my own personal opinions or something." They will just like just like make you leave.
Oh, fair enough.
For me, it's not enough of a thing. You probably would never get called really, and if you do, it's probably like just jury for a stupid speeding ticket or something.
Wait, did that actually happen
I don't.
for speeding ticket?
I don't know about speeding ticket. If someone actually took it so far to go to court, maybe. But
Yeah, but I mean, wait, don't you get paid for it though?
no. Well, if you have a job, they're legally required to pay for your day because you were going to jury duty. So the job has to pay you as if you worked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a big deal. Like getting it. I mean, it would really suck if you were a jury for like a crazy murder or something. Then sure, that would suck.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah.
That can happen, and you'd have to just be there all the time. It's really
Yeah, like one of those like long-term.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah,
I think,
you
I
mean
think-
if the jury were sequestered?
Yeah, and yeah, because I think you're supposed to like not have any contact with anything like on
Yeah,
the
that's-
outside world.
It's being sequestered.
Yeah, yeah.
For the jury.
So if you ever get jury duty, I really hope it's someone who was taking a gamble on a speeding ticket, hoping the cop wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
Because if the cop
I
doesn't
just
show
hope-
up, I'm pretty sure you actually get out of it. But if the cop shows up, then you know you're
If
paying it and the fees.
Oh yeah, that can happen for sure.
Never talk to the police.
True.
Yeah.
Do not talk to the police. It's
Well,
never a good idea.
If you're in America, don't talk to the police. If you're anywhere else, actually, there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing protecting you from like.
I don't think that's true. I would dispute that. I think that
I don't know in the United Kingdom if there's a right to against like self-incrimination. I did some reading on it, and it's like not the same. Like it basically doesn't apply
Hey, Cinci.
to not
Yeah,
talk
what's
to.
up?
I wanted to show you this. It's from our place. I noticed that these cars are becoming Among Us characters, and it's kind of genius.
Why are you bringing this up?
But
Why are we talking about
cars? There's cars. There's like a road, and there's cars on it, right? But then I noticed that if you go down, there's this being griefed, and there's Among Us characters, and they're awesome. It's so funny. Everyone's laughing at this. This is genius.
Wait, that is but like that's weird because the cars were a single pixel, and these Among Us characters are like
I'm laughing
10 by
so
10
hard.
pixels.
It's
I
so
don't
funny.
think I can stop laughing at the fact that they're turning them into Among Us characters. This is so funny.
I think our place
Yeah,
is
wow.
such a cool idea.
Dude, this is just incredible. Thank you for like interrupting the flow of the conversation
Yeah.
just to say
Tell us
this.
that was really
Really insightful.
all right. There is something I wanted to talk about. I just sort of want to like maybe get into like how you argue with people on GD Twitter a bit.
Like, what do you mean? Like, how? As in,
You gotta
like,
structure your question a little better, Kugel.
like okay.
You need to have an
okay.
actual question.
Let me rephrase it. Like I don't commonly look at what you post, but a lot of the times if you like post something that a lot of people get mad at you for, and then or like something that a lot of people don't agree with, even if like I agree with you on it, I feel like you sort of fall into the trap of like engaging with these people that don't actually care about the point you're making, and they're just gonna send like unfunny memes to try and ratio you. And it's like
No,
and I just wanted to know like what is your mentality on it, where it's like I don't think I could ever argue with people like that and not just be like, wow, this is a waste of time and I hate.
At some point, you're not necessarily arguing with them. You're more just explaining your point better off that other people reading will also get a better understanding of it. Maybe that person's not going to listen, but other people might be like, okay.
Cinci, you are exactly right. Like, that's the problem is that, like, if you don't respond to somebody, it kind of just makes you weak. Like, which is kind of unfortunate, and I wish that people like actually did care about the arguments more. But like, if somebody like makes a point, even if it's a bad point, if you don't respond to it, then it looks bad on you. So hopefully, if somebody is making a bad point and being bad faith, what I'm hoping for is that other people watching will see that they're making bad faith points and that my points are better.
So like, even if you don't convince that person, like someone else who might see the thread.
Oh yeah, like Twitter arguments that are in public are not always about convincing that one person. Like,
Right.
I think that's what some people have to realize is that I'm not doing it just for them. There are other people who are watching them, and if I can like sufficiently make their point look bad, it doesn't matter if they are personally convinced, because other people will be convinced just by virtue of me having a better argument. Right?
Online arguments
what
are
if,
all about painting yourself in the better light. Just make yourself look better.
Which is so annoying.
Yeah, but
See, that's
just
the
how
thing
it
is that
That's
I
just
don't make
how it
myself
is.
look better by any stretch, because I can get really condescending. I can get really annoyed at people, but I try to always have the better argument than other people. Like, and hope that people care about that. But
One thing I respect is it doesn't seem like you hold grudges, really. You're
oh
kinda,
no, absolutely
If
not.
someone
I
disagrees with you, you had an argument, you're like, all right, move on.
Dude, I have so little energy to hold grudges. It's just not worth it to me. There's like a couple exceptions to like people who I don't feel have like really demonstrated changing and like they're bad people. Like Beanie, for example. Like I've never seen Beanie change his ways. Like he's always been like a racist, transphobic piece of shit. And like I just have no interest in engaging with a person like that. But if he did one day change, like I wouldn't like hold it against him forever. Like it's just not. There's so many better things I could be doing with my life. I don't know.
I mean,
You ever heard of those the statement that's like, if you want the right answer on the internet, don't ask a question, just post the wrong answer and someone will pick it for
Yeah.
you. Are they just milking you for like content or something?
True.
I
Oh my
miss
God.
Yahoo Answers. Yahoo Answers are perfect.
I would be the one to post that the response like to the wrong answer for sure. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
That's
But
funny.
I definitely I understand that it doesn't seem like it's worth it. But to some extent, I find it fun to argue with people. Like I also think it's important. But like,
Do you find it fun to be right or just to argue?
I think both. Like I think that
The actual structure of an argument, I can understand being entertaining. like the way it works.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like the thing is that the problem is that I learned that I'm wrong by arguing with people. That's just how I kind of.
But like that's why I wouldn't argue with people on Twitter, because people on Twitter don't have brain cells. Like they're genuinely brain dead. Like if I want to argue on a topic, I would find someone who like I actually think can use their brain. And I'm not even opposed to changing my ideas or being convinced otherwise, but it seems like a waste of time to do it with people who A, won't even like listen to what you're saying, and B, aren't even capable of making actual good points. So it's like, if I'm going to argue with someone, it would be with maybe someone like you who can actually, make proper arguments about things. And honestly, you have probably convinced me of a couple of things over time.
No, but that's what
But you
everyone's
still
doing.
have the
is
wrong
they're
definition
arguing with
demon ever.
S3rios.
Getting Kugel to admit he's wrong.
Yeah, Kugel still doesn't admit that he has the wrong definition of hypocritical.
Okay.
Kugel will admit he's wrong like a year later. And he'll be like, "Oh, I was wrong then."
There's a lot of things, by the way, that maybe you can convince me that I'm wrong of, but you're being really annoying about it, so I don't even want to say it to your face.
So shallow.
You're
so petty, dude.
But look, I'm not the type of person who will literally be ignorant. Like I will be aware, okay, I was wrong. I just don't want to give that person the satisfaction.
So annoying.
That's really hard. Is that it sometimes is really annoying to not to realize that you made a mistake and not want to concede it. But
I'm someone that just likes to admit I'm wrong. I'm wrong, that's the end of it.
I don't mind admitting it if it's someone who's respectful about it, or someone who's chill. But again, if it's someone who's being a dickhead to me and they make a good point, and it's I don't want to inflate that person's ego more, so I'm just not gonna say anything, even though I do agree with
It's not always an ego contest, Google. The thing is, because the issue with you is you turn it into an ego contest, so it's no longer that. It just became one because you put the definition of that as the thing. I've yet to see you okay, that's a lie. I've seen it, but it's very frequent that you'll die on a hill and then you'll come back way later, be like, okay, I was wrong then, and it turned into a little more toxic because of how you argued it.
It's because at that moment I was still sort of frustrated with whoever I was arguing with. So again, I didn't want to say it to their face, but then a year later,
frustrated when you're wrong. There's a problem.
No, I don't care. The thing is, I don't care if I'm wrong. I will I'm fine with being wrong. It's just when it's someone who's being really condescending.
I won't get into it.
People are being really condescending to me, and they are right. I don't want to tell them that because it's just annoying, right?
I think Kugel is making a point that a lot of people can relate to, which is that they don't want to reward asshole behavior by giving the asshole the satisfaction of being correct.
Right.
The thing is,
S3rios that he's not telling you is he turns it into a situation where they're not being assholes.
Okay,
see, I've argued with Kugel before. I know how he operates. Okay, you don't need to get into
this is more the podcast.
But I think okay, cognitive dissonance does exist, where it's people who not only it's not they just don't want to admit it, they are genuinely just stubborn about it and will not listen to reason because they don't even want to think that they're wrong on something, right? I'm not like that. I just if I'm arguing with someone who's chill, I will straight up just admit it. It's just there's just certain people, and it's sometimes you, Cinci, and
unless you have the wrong definition of hypocritical, in which case you'll never admit.
Okay.
We could bring up Pokemon Showdown. That's a fun one.
What is Pokemon Showdown?
That's always fun.
I'm not gonna. I want to open up the can of worms without opening the.
Okay,
can of
I don't want to get.
I don't want to make Kugel mad.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but I will explain what it is. It's basically just it's a website. It's a website where you can create a team of Pokemon, and unlike in the games, you can just choose one and choose their abilities and moves and stats. So you don't have to go if you want to test out a team, maybe for competitive stuff in the actual game, you don't have to go in the game, catch all those Pokemon, get the right natures, the right IVs,
level them up and stuff.
Yeah, and EV train them and get the right items and the moves. And, right, it's just a pain in the ass. And then it turns out that it was actually garbage, whatever. Right, so it's useful for testing it out. And some people just for example, me, I just like playing there because it's fun to try and create a team and all that, right? And me and Cinci used to play, and I'm not gonna get into what happened there because it's
Okay, fair enough.
He got 15-0'd at one point. And
Shut up!
It took him a year later to admit I was better.
Oh my god!
He's better back then, but now he knows he's better.
He still hasn't beaten me yet, but
I've literally beaten you so many times. What are you on about? Also, why are we getting into this?
It's fun to watch it, but okay, I'll stop.
Oh my god!
You can just get him on a tirade though. You do that.
Oh my god!
All right, that was fun.
Okay.
Right. Oh my god! I know nothing about Pokemon, so
yeah, it's more just fun to watch the reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really didn't want you to say that.
Yeah, because it's really annoying, and he keeps like rubbing it in my
fun.
face. And it's
so
not.
bad.
All you have to do is stop
I
him.
like holding a grudge.
You just have to beat me, and I'll stop bringing it up.
I literally, last time we played, I beat you
No, you
like
didn't.
twice.
You
Yes,
You lost
didn't
the
beat
best of
us.
3.
You didn't win a bet.
the best of 3. Yeah, I lost the best of 3 after I got. Yeah, I won
I
the first
figured.
game. I lost. I won the first game. I lost the second game.
And
I
the
was
third
fine
game.
with that loss. Yeah, but the third game, I got so like stupidly unlucky that
You
like
played
it's.
bad.
No, I didn't. It was. You don't.
Snack,
Okay.
you should get Kugel into Yu-Gi-Oh! That should be fun.
Oh my god! I like Magic
I
personally.
don't know.
Like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is truly unfair sometimes, like straight up, fully unfair sometimes.
Make your deck trash.
That's true, and that's true. I did, that is fair. If you make your deck bad, you are screwed.
You make a lot of mistakes, and you're like, "This is clearly the game's
You
fault."
just-
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
Okay, but like, haven't there been like numerous tier 0 decks recently in Yu-Gi-Oh or something? Like, I don't
Not
know.
right now. Not
I
right
don't-
now. But
I
there
don't
has
pay attention. Like,
Yeah.
There's
Tier
some
zero?
there's some cheesy decks that are dumb.
You just need to get better at the look of the draw. You just need to practice.
yeah, you need to practice having the heart of the cards.
Exactly. You gotta go to like some waterfalls where like cards are like falling out of the waterfalls, and you need to train your ability to like get good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you train that, then you can be way better at Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think the issue with like Pokemon Showdown is because when me and Kugel play, it's random battles, which there's so little like there's strategy because you get what you work with, but when it comes
Cinci
down
knows
to
if
it,
you-
it's luck based in terms of what teams you get, what draws you get. Because if you have a fire type going up against a water type, it's
Yeah.
like, well, okay, I got to switch, and they know I'm going to switch.
Since you play against me in Ubers or anything goes, and I will actually like.
Why would I play you in
dis-
Ubers? I would play
Because
you.
that's like the format that I actually
Ubers
learned
is
about.
super degenerate. No, I would play you in the one right below Ubers, which is
OU.
I'd play you in OU, but not Ubers. Ubers is bad.
I've never like looked into OU, but I think I could probably.
Ubers is literally spam the best legendaries, and that's it.
That's not really what it's about.
That's
Like there's a lot of nuance to it, and like it's like the way you construct your team and the
That's
meta
true.
and
It's
all
just-
that. Like it does actually involve a lot of theory and like knowing what you're doing. But
There's
yeah,
stuff going on that
The
goes
issue with
into it.
Ubers is you can win a lot of games by spamming legendaries until the top. Like once you get higher,
but-
it doesn't work anymore. Sure.
well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like I was sort of
OU
like
is
it
a
was
lot more
the
strategy, in my
it was the
opinion.
format that I was like the best. Like I think I got to like a really decent elo in a very little amount of time, like 1,700 or 1,800. So yeah.
So serious. I remember seeing a Twitter post from you a while ago during the era of what's that? It's by Lithy. I can't remember the level name. It had a middle.
Oh,
Requiem?
the middle
Requiem, yeah,
finger.
The middle
Requiem.
finger that got removed.
Yeah.
Didn't
I
we talk
remember
about that in
seeing
the
your
first
post,
episode?
which I didn't agree with the analogy, but I 100% agreed with the idea of the middle finger being removed was stupid.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact analogy I used, so but I definitely.
I remember getting in a little bit of a discussion with you about it because I was like, "Don't use that analogy. I agree with what you said, but don't do that."
His analogy made complete sense. I can't remember what it was, but I had to explain it to you.
Wasn't
and then
it like the Mona Lisa one, or am I thinking of something else?
No, I think that's something else, Kugel.
Oh, okay.
It was like Yeah.
See,
It,
now
it was like morality versus.
Oh. Is it legal versus is it moral?
Yeah,
The
it was
Mona
illegal
Lisa
versus
was,
moral,
like,
and then you took like a really
completely
like
different argument.
radical thing to showcase it, and I was just like, "Why'd you do that?" But then Sid
Probably
explained it
use
to
the
me.
N-word if I had to
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
absolute reasoning.
No,
You can't-
sorry. To be clear, I mean I used the N-word as an example of something that would be bad to do but would be legal. Not I used the N-word.
Yeah, and I think I was just
Full
like,
stop.
let's not equate the N-word to
S3rios
DD
is
levels,
racist.
but
There's so many other examples of things that are bad but legal, like taking someone shopping out of their shopping, right, in like Walmart, out of their cart and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it-
Have you ever like seen
you
that?
just start rolling your cart over and grabbing their food and putting it in because you're too lazy to go to
Wait,
the
did you
aisle.
did you mention the one about like burning a painting that you bought, or
No.
I don't know what we're. I don't
they're
know
like
what
classic examples, like
Someone lagged out really hard.
I think that was Strikewind.
All right, well, he's gone.
Yeah. I don't know. He was talking about burning paintings, probably a Nazi or something. I don't
Dodgy
know.
internet.
Yeah. I
But
remember
yeah.
seeing that whole situation was awful.
Well, yeah, it was awful, and it still isn't resolved.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
And you know, the mod team has still not done anything
Well,
about it. Like,
I do want to
nobody
defend
cares.
them a little bit. They do
Alright.
not have the ability to like.
don't.
It's Rob Top's game.
Yeah, but they could. What's stopping them from like taking a principled stand or like striking or something, right? Like, nothing is stopping them from doing that.
I
and-
mean, yeah, but I don't think that's gonna work either.
Yeah,
Like,
they're just gonna find new mods.
like you can just.
I don't
find,
think
you
they
can find-
would.
You, I'm okay. Out of everyone playing the game, there are tons of people who want to be mods and would be decent mods that would also like, you know, not question Rob Top.
So you think Rob Top would like bring in a bunch of scabs if like Viperin and Panman and
Well, Pan's gone.
other people? Oh, okay. Well,
Pan's like
Fuck.
gone from the community. He's just long gone.
okay. Well,
I feel like it's possible. S3rios.
my
It's
point is
possible, but
that
it's
like if
hard to,
enough
like,
big
differentiate.
community figures said something about it, then like I think something would be done.
why? Okay, Strikewind just sent a picture of like a peach with Among Us characters inside
I
it.
think a good future for the game.
Yes.
I think a good future for the game though would be like. I really wish, and one of the things when I was a mod, I was trying to push heavily for, was more community like knowledge of what's going on, heads up on when changes are happening. What is like? I really wish that it's just all 100%. You know. I can't think of the word.
Transparent?
Transparent, yeah, when transparent. Because I think the biggest mistake this game ever did wasn't the middle finger removal, although that was bad. It was the level deletions to free up space with no notice.
Oh yeah.
That
Wait,
was,
that happened?
That
You
happened.
don't know that didn't happen like multiple times.
That
Happened
happened.
way more than
That
once.
happened
Just
before
people-
the middle finger. That happened before the middle finger.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
did.
even remember that. Hold on.
A lot of people like lost their levels and were
Yeah,
Oh
really.
my
not-
god.
Levels
Yeah.
that didn't reach a certain download count, pretty much, to
That's
free up server
horrible.
space, were just removed without warning.
Yeah.
I believe that the stance is now that there will be notice, but the fact that it just happened was so awful.
I
Like,
Yeah,
think
that is awful.
it's definitely happened before because I remember my account used to have a bunch of levels back in like 2017, 2018, and then when I came back to the game, I had like 2 levels
were
on
you a
my.
green user? I think green user levels is
No, I wasn't. I wasn't a green user. I was like a regular account. I had a ton of just random like levels and challenges and,
I had like
stuff on my account that is just not there anymore. I was
I
like, what?
lost like 20 levels a long time ago, and like the update to 2.0, and like the update to like those updates, like the really older ones. This has happened more than once. There was also like a ton of physics changes that were really bad for the game until nowadays. They're just so commonplace that no one cares about physics changes anymore.
I'm not excited
Yeah.
for robot change in 2.2, by the way.
Wait,
Wait, there's gonna be a robot change.
Well, like the
What?
ramp thing. Like, you know
What?
how you
Oh.
have that ramp glitch, with the current one, where if you go
Oh,
up a
that's
ramp
gonna
and
be
jump,
removed.
you go really
Yeah,
high.
there are
Why is it
literally
being
levels that use that.
removed?
There are
Yeah.
levels
Right,
that.
right. Well, it's going to be a setting that you can turn on and off, right, for the level. So, like, it will work for this
Oh.
level, I believe. But I still
Okay.
think it's stupid to fix it.
So
Well,
bad.
I've been
what's the
saying-
point of that?
Well, yeah,
That's so bad.
I've
Turn
been
on
saying.
and off bugs.
Okay, I've been saying for a while that what we need is version-specific physics, like Mario Maker has, where if you make something in an update, then all the physics from that update apply to that level
That
instead
would be
of
a great idea, actually. I
like,
like that.
and I feel like it's definitely possible because Mario Maker does it no problem.
It's too late for 2.0, but I think 2.1 to 2.2 needs it. It's too late for 2.0.
Probably not.
Why is it too late
possible.
for 2.0?
Well, because like the orb changes from there. Unless Rob is able to find his original code for it, which maybe.
No,
Well,
I think that like, 2.1's code is probably all just down some drain, and then the EX is what we're downloading right now, and it's too late for 2.1 as well. That's what I'm thinking.
That could be true, but I'm sure.
Well, then, how did the 1.9 GPS work? Right, like that has the same physics as 1.9, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a modified EXE. There's a difference between having the original code and modifying an EXE.
I guess that's
I
fair.
think the GD. I think GD coding though. I think you probably could get the source code from the EXE, but
Maybe I think 1.9 you can get the code. 1.9 you probably actually can get the source code from, but
I think
I don't know.
2.0 you might be able to as well.
I don't think so because 2.0 is when they started encrypting things.
Maybe.
Maybe
Okay,
the
but knowing Rob Top, like, how well did he encrypt it, really?
I mean,
Okay,
there
maybe-
hasn't been too many like actual as far as like breaches. There hasn't really been that many recently. The only ones are people using old passwords. KugelBlitz.
Okay. Yeah.
You lost
I
your
still- I
account because of that.
I still haven't gotten my name changed back yet. By the way, even though multiple mods have asked RobTop apparently, but I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, you're relying on RobTop to change it.
Or maybe you're just not important enough. Have you
You're
ever
just not.
considered that?
Yeah, Kugel. I know.
Not as relevant as Cinci.
Maybe you need to verify Death Corridor, and you'll be able to get it.
Yeah.
Stormfly literally got like a free name change from because there's someone else in the GD servers called like a green username called Stormfly, and Stormfly wanted it, and that guy was like not active, and RobTop just gave it to Stormfly. I was like, okay,
Stormfly's
yeah,
more
whatever.
famous than you, dude.
Right, but
Yeah.
me, when I freaking lost my account name, I can't even get it back. Like, what is this?
Yep.
Well, maybe you should change your password after 5 years.
Yeah, maybe in 5 years you should change your password at least once.
Especially after there's a massive leak of passwords like 45 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
was before passwords were stored differently. I believe they are now stored completely differently. But
Yeah, they used to be stored in plain text.
yeah. So
That's fun.
password was leaked, but no one cared about KugelBlitz at the time, so he just kind of went unnoticed. And then I guess randomly someone's like, "Huh, I wonder if," and worked.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was-
remind
you know, I
me of
wasn't-
like
Wait, by the way, real quick,
What?
I wasn't the only person who was affected by this because someone sent me a screenshot of like this random ass creator with like 20 creator points, who the exact same, like he has a really similar name to me, where it's like a bunch of W's and like an M, and the guy that hacked his account has like a really similar personality. So I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who has like access to all of these leaks, and he just found any person with like creator points or any person with like notoriety, and then just started like testing all of them, and then he found the ones that worked.
Well,
or
those
something.
leaks, you can find them if you look. They're not that hidden. It's just they're so useless because most people with importance have changed their password.
Yeah.
So wait, what was Kugel's password?
So someone was really bored to go start going through the depths of like people with 2 creator points and 20. Someone really had a lot of time.
I heard
Yeah.
Google's password has something to do with the ocean.
It did.
Oh no, that's just an inside joke. But was it like seashells?
Shell 413, I think.
Yeah, it's something stupid like that. But no. It's not like my password wasn't guessable. It was just that there was a leak of every password in the past.
it reminds me of like the WhatsApp thing where it's like imagine you encrypt the conversation so it's like really secure, right?
Yeah.
But if like in the future someone like cracks the encryption, then like all the previous messages that were safe were encrypted, are like decrypted or whatever. So like they just change the encryption like every single time you send a message. It's called like perfect forward secrecy.
Yeah.
So that's like a weird like you got basically hacked like retrospectively. Like no one cared about KugelBlitz back then, so you actually like weren't hacked back then.
Yeah.
But then now you are retrospectively hacked. Right?
Retroactively, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Practice password used to be kill Cinci or something like that.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
It was kill Cinci. I think it was also like Cinci sucks and a few other ones.
I was your password for a while.
Yeah, you were my password for like a really long time.
Why was that your
I
password?
don't know. I think he thought it was funny, and then he just kind of kept it.
Yeah, it was just there for a while.
To be fair, it is pretty funny.
And letting them log into my account.
I don't think I logged into your account one time to verify your awful challenge, and that's never been in there since. Yeah.
Chalk ABP.
Chalk ABP.
I still have I might still have the password that I most recently told you, Cinci.
I'm pretty sure I still have access to Samifying's account. I never tried recently, but I'm pretty sure I still have it. And
That's fun. Can you go and delete Sedulous?
I feel like that would make me a really bad friend, and
Also, I don't think
it's
you
rated,
can.
so I can't.
I'm not being sincere.
Over 1,000 downloads.
Oh yeah, you can't even update it.
Yeah.
You can message Viperin on the Samifying account that you want.
Yeah.
Imagine if I just went on his account, just like, yo, Viperin. I don't want this level rated anymore. It has a lot of bad history.
History with my heart. What my?
It has stolen objects.
Stolen objects everywhere. You don't even know it, but it's completely stolen. I literally didn't even make a single block. I'm gonna be honest.
Like all that building on stream and stuff, I was actually copying someone else's design on my other monitor.
That was actually me streaming someone else's stream and talking over it.
Someone else actually
making money from donations and putting their names on the level. That was me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Sedulous for me, Sedulous is the definition of too detailed for its own good, and it kind of ugly because of that, in a way. Like I think it's a great level, but it's not nearly as good as it could be because
I feel like
it has
it's
too much detail.
way too cluttered, and I don't know. In general, Samifying's style is kind of unappealing to me.
I like the beginning of Sedulous a lot. I actually dislike the. Well, I'm not as big of a fan of like the drop onward. It has some cool parts.
I think
as far as levels as high effort as Sedulous go, I think it's
effort wise, it's insane.
Not great, but and as far as levels with that effort, but I would say that it's a very good level still.
His new levels I like a lot more because it's kind of like it takes what's good about Sedulous, but it toned it down, which I think is what it needed.
He has new levels.
He's working on stuff slowly.
Oh.
It has a Sedulous vibe to it, but it's really toned down to where it's a lot simpler, which just looks better.
I'm also just not a fan of the Sedulous song, if I'm being honest. I know that's
I am too.
But like that's part of what I don't like about Sedulous.
I don't even remember what the song is.
The drop is just not that good. It sounds annoying to me.
The beginning of Sedulous, like the song. I love the song in the beginning.
I watched it like one time 10 years ago, and I don't remember anything about the level anymore.
I think that song choice is something that a lot of people think just doesn't matter.
It matters.
It does. It
matters so much. Like I cannot stress how. I know. Like
I think it makes a level more enjoyable and memorable, and also like not just from a sense of I like this song and it enhances the level, but also like when you're actually creating. If you're creating and you're creating with a really good song that has a lot of potential, you're generally gonna make better stuff too. Like I don't think like I really like Black Blizzard, for example, and I don't like in terms of how it looks and conceptually I don't think it would have ever happened if it wasn't for the song, right? If it was some random ass generic song,
right?
You can tell when a level was built for with a song in mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like this song inspires really good ideas.
I think Carmel's very good at that. Whether you like his gameplay or not, whether you like his style or not, he builds with the song in mind.
You know,
for sure. That's definitely true, but one thing that's actually interesting to note is that he actually comes up with themes first and finds songs to fit them, not the other way around.
That's
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, both ways work though. Like as long as the song is relevant in the idea that you have, right?
I think actually no. I think in general you have a theme in mind. You're trying to find a song for it. I think is how most people.
And it's like
try.
maybe the theme that you have in mind is a bit more like vague, but then you find a song that's like, okay, that can work with that theme.
You have an idea.
But then like based on the song itself, you know like exactly how to execute that theme and what kind of things to do.
For sure.
S3rios, what's your opinion on Nong levels?
I won't. Man, I really wish that people wouldn't. Like it's inherently exclusionary towards mobile players. I think it's fine if you can find a song that syncs just as well, but it's not going to be this. It's not going to be the same, really, right? And there are a lot of Nong levels that I really like. It still annoys me that there are Nongs and that they couldn't find a song on the 1 million plus audio files that are on Newground. Like
I'm really split on my opinion on them. I've gone back and forth definitely throughout like the years on it because like speedrun obviously is Nong, and if I could, there's some things I wish didn't happen, but whatever. I think my biggest issue with Nongs though is people will just take the song without permission, no matter what it is, and just use it.
For sure.
And that I think is my biggest problem with it. Is just you're taking a song without permission.
Okay, yes, that's definitely one thing that I forgot to mention is that like if you have to, if you're not asking for permission, then it's definitely like not something you should do.
And I also think that from here on out, like, and I think that's the thing now is it needs to be judged by the in-game song. Like whatever song's in-game is how the level needs to be judged by as far as like rate worthiness and stuff, in my opinion, because that's that's the way the game is. You shouldn't be forced to download external files and to go find a way to pirate a song that might be copyrighted just to play a level correctly.
Also, S3rios and me and like a few others are doing this like ranking thing. I already finished mine, but we're like ranking every single extreme demon and like rate. I think Geostorm did something similar, but for us, we're also like considering gameplay and all of that. So we're actually playing the levels. And it's like sort of an overall rating.
The GS ranking, I did not like their ranking for quite a few levels. For the main reasons of nostalgia was a little too strong.
That was so annoying. How they were just like, wow, we're as soon as this level, since this level is a level I've heard of before, it's automatically better.
Cataclysm,
than the
I think, is inherently bad. Like it is a
bad
Old Cataclysm was good. Old Cataclysm was good, but I think the update on it just ruins it entirely.
It looked better.
I like the old Cataclysm better. And it definitely reflected in my scores because I rated it lower than I would have otherwise. But even still, like I think that
it's very dated.
I mean, like the differences between old and new Cata aren't like astronomically different. So I think if you liked old Cata, even if you think the new one was a downgrade, I don't think
new one has the new garbage ship. Which is
true. Oh my god!
The rest of the level, the waves are just way worse for zero reason on new Cata.
Well, there's only one.
Well, but that wave is a big choke point for.
It's really not that much. It's really not that much worse. The original was really bad because it had buggy cancer gameplay, and there was like
it really didn't have buggy gameplay.
It had that one dual ship transition that sucked,
and it also had the part at the end where you can just die, like lol.
I mean, you could if you like entered at the bottom of the portal.
Oh yeah, that's true. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that part. I think bug fixes would be good. I think
the one legitimate improvement I think is the transition from the piano ball to the ship.
Yeah, that one's good.
But I'm with you. I'm so for some reason people seem to think that the new ship part is better, and I don't understand those people very much. Like
I do not like the old ship. The original
both, and I 100% think the new ship sucks. It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, which ship are we talking about? Because I'm referring to the first ship.
The first ship was the one with like you going backwards and you have the portals and stuff like that. You could have the mirror portal. I like that ship way more than
Same.
the new one that has had invisible portals. That
True.
has invisible port. It just doesn't make sense. It's clearly a 2.0 part shoved into a 1.9 level.
Exactly.
They literally updated all the deco to be 2.0. That's not even true. And the
No.
deco already held up during 2.0.
Not
Wait,
really.
no, hold on. They did not update all the deco
No,
to
they
be
didn't.
2.0.
There's parts. It's not just that.
There's
He
there's
added
two
fire
parts.
to the wave. The last
Okay.
wave, he added a fire effect.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Like
then
that's
he
the
did a new
only.
first ship.
I think there's some restarts side stuff in the level, isn't there?
No, because I
What?
remember when Riot was updating Cataclysm for fun, Boy's like, wait, give me one day. I want to change this ship because I don't like it. And then he made a new ship. That's-
Yeah, but it
and then
was
he added
worse.
fire to the wave. He didn't. This wasn't.
Built.
Yeah, it was weird. But okay.
Also,
first of all-
for some reason, G-Boy like changed some of the colors in one of the parts. The wave part right after that ship, used to have like gray streaks through it, but then he changed it. I don't understand why.
I can't even play the old ship. I can play the new ship like by sight read.
Yeah, the new that's what I was gonna say. I think the new ship is a lot more consistent. So
Yeah.
like me-
100% disagree. I think the new
Yeah.
ship's easier to learn. Old
Okay,
ship was more
like,
consistent.
Hertz guy, like nah.
I definitely
old ship
agree.
had like the mirror portals. and shit.
Synactive. I played Cataclysm on 60 Hertz.
Okay, but like,
Old
dude,
Cataclysm. I played
I
Old
don't
Meta.
even remember it because this ship sucks.
I liked
Yeah.
the old ship on 60.
Yeah.
It's
Same.
consistent.
Dude,
You just
the
have to
mirror,
learn it.
the mirror portals were
that
like so
is-
annoying though.
It's
I also
the
think it's
exact
better
same click pattern
decorated.
every
Okay,
single
okay.
time.
Also, the reason I brought up this topic is because I was trying to relate it to the non-Newgrounds thing. Because like, there are so many non-Newgrounds levels, and there's like a whole list of them. And I wanted to ask S3rios if he found it annoying that like you had to keep downloading Nong songs for like every level that required them.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
It's like
But
every 5 levels is like a non-Newgrounds level, and it's just
not every
why?
5. There's
Well,
not.
okay, that's a hyperbole, but you know. what
I just realized something that maybe it's too late for this now since we were like we have so many episodes in. But like, what if we had put the background of the song we were talking, or like the level we're talking about, putting the background of the song there, just like
That's a little weird.
in the podcast,
No,
or is
That's
it
a little
weird?
weird.
That does
Yeah, I
not
feel like it would be a bit
That doesn't work
jarring.
at all. We're just randomly the song switches from the Cataclysm speed run to like we have copyrighted songs. No, no. That sounds like that joke A+ tutorial I made where I was talking complete garbage. And then I had the song. I can't remember the song. It's used in that one Tehran level that everyone loved. The
Reanimation?
Reanimation.
Oh my
It's the
god, I hate that
Reanimation
level.
song.
I hate that level.
I like Reanimation for when
I
it came
don't.
out. I
I didn't like it when it came out. I don't like it now. The boss fight is so bad.
Well,
The boss-
every boss fight is bad, and boss fights should be a thing that are not a thing in GD.
okay, yes, but like especially the boss fight in Reanimation is especially bad. Like, that's-
I died
was-
on that boss on the wave at the very end. I remember that.
But-
I'm playing old
S3rios did make a good point to me though, which is that there is one good boss in GD, and that is the Serpent's Wrath boss. But
Serpent's
aside from
Wrath
that,
is good. I
yeah,
like that
but
boss.
aside from that, every boss fight in a GD level is awful because it's a side-scrolling platformer.
I think
and it's-
Serpent's Wrath is a great level.
I
for what
don't
it
like
is.
the way Serpent's Wrath's boss looks though visually. It's
I
kind
do.
of irritating.
I like it.
I
think-
think okay. I actually agree with Synactive. I was not impressed with the level until I played it. Once I played it and started learning like the different coin routes and like all that stuff, I appreciated the level so much more. But first
When I
glance, it was
saw
kinda-
it, I've never played it before, and when I saw it, I was just like, yeah. When I was told that there was different like bosses at the end, I was like, that's pretty cool.
different
but like,
bosses and RNG attacks, but they're all reactable. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like Telegraph. So yeah,
it's probably fun, but it does not look visually
Yeah,
good.
I agree with that.
Totally
Yeah.
disagree. I think it looks fine. Like honestly, there are so many small details in the level that are just like really cool. Like for example, in the crystal part, the light refracts off the crystals. So
Right.
like some of the portals have like weird reflections in the ground blocks, and it's really cool looking.
Well, I think we're talking about just the boss part. I think the rest of the level looks fine. It's just the boss part because the background is the same thing for a good like 40% of the level because you're focusing on the snake. But
I don't mind that.
so again, when you're viewing it and you don't realize like how the boss works, it's kind of like, oh, okay. It's
One of
kinda
my
lazy.
major
But then once
I'm-
you find out how the boss works, it all makes sense. It's like, okay. you don't need background at all because some of the attacks like make it darker and all that stuff too. Like it's changes like what you see. It would get too cluttered.
Okay, you know what? I'm on Kata. I actually agree that the old one is actually more fun than the new one, but I still think that it's like not that great.
I'm gonna be real. I also think the old one looks better. There's a lot of really subtle details in it that like I think most people don't really care about, but I think are really cool. Like the stuff that's next to the spikes, it cycles through a couple different designs. Like it goes from clouds to like squares to I think like the volume looking things that are used in La Campanella.
Oh, also they have a terrible middle straight fly in the dual ship. Oh my gosh, that's not there in this version. Where there's like a one space and you have to go to the exact middle and it's so bad.
Well, you actually can grind your ship on the bottom of the spikes, and it's a little more consistent.
What?
But yeah.
Hold on, I'm pretty sure that the new ship is the new dual ship is harder.
No, it is. Yeah, he's playing. He's playing old.
I'm playing old.
Yeah, so isn't it easier in the old version?
Yeah, he likes it more. He says the new one sucks.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I agree with you guys now. I played it a bit, and I'm like, okay, you're right. It's the better level. It's just
okay.
I still don't think it's that special.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I love the way that Cataclysm looks. It's so vibrant.
I do really like the way it looks. I do really like the way it looks.
It's especially like infuriating to me that like anybody likes Bloodbath when we have Cataclysm.
I think like, Bloodbath is a good level. I like Bloodbath. I think Bloodbath is a good level. For what it is. I think it looks really nice.
I used to like
Stormfly rated it an 8 out of 10.
Beating Bloodbath is awful.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it looks good or plays well, so that's maybe my bias coming in. But like,
I give it like a 5 out of 10 because to me it's really just
it's
like it's not like I don't feel like it's I don't feel like it's terrible, but I don't feel like it's.
I think it's a pretty bad level. I feel like people. Pay attention to the colors. The colors in Bloodbath are so bad. They're dull. Like the red.
You're right.
So
you're right.
dull.
It's really bad looking.
The dull. I guess the dull colors is definitely a downside.
Yeah,
I
think it much better colors by far.
Yeah, Cataclysm does have better color. Also, the piano part from Cataclysm is just goated.
Yeah, I know, right? That's actually like partially inspired by an auto level called Destructive. No, not Destructive Auto. It's from not an auto level. It's from a level by the guy who made Destructive Auto. It's like a 5-star level. It also draws on some other inspirations like Nitronic Chaos by Wreckage. It uses the same song and some of the same decoration stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like to look into that kind of stuff, and it's really cool to see like the inspirations that people get from stuff.
I also I'm glad that it's not near as much of a trend as it was starting to head towards, but I do not like updating old levels with newer features. I think old.
I don't.
Like the Death Moon Black Portals is minimal.
I
guess. But it's still
it got changed back. It got changed back.
It got changed back? Okay.
Yes. It's back to its original state, and I love it. I love it so much.
The demon face in Death Moon was awful. Oh
I know.
My
That's
God.
gone. That's gone. Also, not to mention that the portals are back to normal, and the background is changed back to the original, like, circle background.
Oh,
like
that's nice.
Yeah, it's so much better. I'm so happy.
Whoever hacked that account at least made it back to normal.
I think Caustic is still, or
no, I'm pretty sure Caustic got hacked. Like
Maybe.
It was someone else's account for a while.
Well, it was Funny Game / Geo Games.
It was. Well, Funny Game and Geo Game have Funny Games account. I think Caustic just straight up got hacked.
Yeah,
someone else.
Maybe.
And
I don't know how they would have changed it.
And then the hacker made the demon face and all that trash.
Oh,
yeah, because they were dummy cool.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't Funny Game that
really?
did that. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
That is so funny. Why?
So it's changed back now. it's
We're
changed
like,
that.
man, I'm gonna make my mark on this community. Add the cancer demon face that no one
Demon face in black.
You
portals, like,
probably
yes.
thought like it made the level cooler or
I
something.
know. Like,
I like my update, so I'm gonna post it. I like
Deathman is just such a good level,
Yeah,
and
it's
Yeah.
one of the best levels.
it's insane to me how much better it's aged than Reanimation.
Yeah, I think
That
it's
is
my
true.
favorite. I think it's my favorite easy
That's
demon
actually true,
by
yeah.
far.
I mean, it's like my third favorite level. Period.
Deathmoon
I
is
don't know.
so.
I don't
Like,
think
it-
reanimation is bad though.
Deathmoon aged like fine wine. It's good. It's just a good level.
You know, like there's so much like there's so many small details and just like I don't know. Funny Game was like a master of that update because like he does so many things that I think are really cool. Like in a lot of levels he uses a light background in order to get like a fifth color. He also uses like 3D lines to get in a fifth color. I don't know how to explain it all, but it's like
I only thought this part looked
Funny Game is honestly just a really good creator. People
Whoa,
kind of
really?
just forget that he fell off. Like I'm talking about even nowadays. It's just people kind of forget about it because GeoGame runs that account, and GeoGame's not Funny Game to say the least when it comes to creating. So
okay,
the
so
levels just look worse nearby.
Okay, apparently, the last level that Funny Game himself made was Two-Faced Agony, which I didn't know about. I thought that was a GeoGame.
He had a collab part in this one level. I forgot what it was called. It was I think. Dang. Let me look for it. There is a collab part by Funny Game.
I need to beat Sour Cream too. Actually, I might come back to the game just to beat
Am I the only one who thinks that this
Sour.
like Stupid Hell looks good?
Stupid Hell does look good. I like Stupid Hell.
Like,
I thought it looked good at the start, like when it first came out, but I think that I kind of fell off the colors.
It didn't
First
age the best, but I still think it, like, for its time, it was definitely one of the better levels as far as looks wise.
I think the problem is that a lot of the parts are just copy pasted,
That's true.
like straight
that's
up.
true.
But
That is a
that, but
problem.
at 1.9, that wasn't uncommon. That was just kind of standard.
No, it was because like there are two wave parts in the level that are just copies of each other, and those copies of each other are like the same wave part copied twice. Like it's so much copying because Nubis ran out of objects, so he just used like copied the same parts multiple times.
That would explain it.
Oh, also, I hate Sackupin Hell for making people think that the song is called Sackupin Hell. The song is
So
The
keep
song
it
is-
yes.
yeah, the song is called Hell Yes, and it's a remake. Sorry,
Well,
the song is
no,
called
but-
Iron God, and
Yeah.
it's a remake of a song called Hell Yes, which is by a guy called Sackupin.
Yeah. By the way, the original is so much better than
I
like the
know.
remakes that it's not even funny.
The original is used in like this cool animation on
With the robots.
Yes.
And there's only, by the way, I made like half a layout with that song because the thing is the only level that actually uses that is like semi well known is Titano Machina by the guy that made Duelo Maestro, and that level is horrendously bad. Like
Titana Machina was the video that the song appeared in actually.
Yeah, I know. But like I forgot who made Duelo Maestro, but the dude who did made a layout with the same name as that, right?
Mhm.
And it's such a bad layout. Like, wow, like it's like one of those layouts where it's like, oh, he's trying to be like original, but at the same time, it is the worst garbage ever, and it makes no sense. And and I don't know, like I feel like it's almost insulting that that's the only thing that's made after the song. And I think that there's a challenge which I think is really good, and it's might be my favorite looking challenge, which is Gloom, that uses it, and it's like really atmospheric, and it does the song justice. But again, it's like a 10-second challenge. Like I've
thought about using the song for like an industrial kind of level, but I just don't have the motivation.
Yeah.
I'm like already struggling to do my own, the levels that I.
Oh yeah, actually, I think that's a good transition to talk about multiplicity because
Okay.
I do have a few questions about it. Okay.
Sure, go for
So,
it then.
Okay, first
You
of all,
probably tell people what it is.
okay, actually, you probably know how to explain it best. So
Okay. So there's this cool feature in the game where if you click on an orb, in the editor, you can do edit special, and you can make it a multi-activate orb. And what this was intended for was like mini games and stuff, where people would move orbs around and it wouldn't be able to trigger again, right? So basically, the idea was, okay, you can make the orb multi-activate, and then you can reuse it multiple times.
You could also make an orb follow you or something. That would be another way.
Yeah, exactly. But one of the things is that, like, one of the unintended consequences of this is that you can just make orbs multi-activate and then put them as normal orbs that you can just click. So, and it allows you to do some really cool stuff where basically, like, if you double click a green orb, you can turn it into like a yellow orb, or you can turn it into like a delayed yellow orb, or you can make blue orbs into like a kind of like black orbs. It's not
People
quite
used to
the
do
same,
the same
but-
thing by stacking orbs on top of each other.
So the conceit of the level is that every orb has multi-activate on it. So no matter what orb you click on, it's always going to have multi-activate. The kicker is that you don't always need to use multi-activate. So one thing that I see in levels sometimes, like in some extreme demons, is they have double-click orbs or multi-activate orbs, but only some of the orbs are multi-activate. You know, it's not like every orb is multi-activate. So now it doesn't just become a question of, you know, clicking the orb twice. It's also knowing when you actually should click the orb multiple times. And if you do click it multiple times when you shouldn't, then you're going to get killed. So that's the idea.
Conceptually, I think it's really cool. And okay, there's also one other thing about the level, which is it's sort of similar to Death Corridor, where it's meant to be for 60 hertz, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, is that I started building it on 60 hertz. I'm still building it on 60 hertz, and just by the nature of the level, it's just I didn't optimize it for 144 hertz at all. So.
Okay. Right, but okay, the thing is, the idea is that, like, the level is meant to be harder because it's, like, really buggy on 144, but
it is.
For some reason, you want to keep it that way, like, you don't want to fix it.
Yes, I would like to, ideally, so what I've wanted from the beginning was, how do I explain this? What I wanted from the beginning was I wanted to have it such that there was a key in the level to fix the bugs on 144 hertz, but it also made the level harder in other ways to, like, make up for the fact that the person is playing on 144 hertz. And, like, it's already not a level that gives you a ton of advantage for playing on 144 hertz, because it's not there's not a lot of straight fly based kind of stuff, but you know, I still wanted to do that.
Has a lot of advantages besides that.
Well, obviously, I'm just saying it doesn't have, like, all the.
Also,
obviously,
who cares about 144 hertz anymore? It's 240 and 360.
Yeah. Okay. Point taken.
Has an advantage on everything.
But okay,
yeah, 360 is the advantage monitor.
Yeah.
Everything. But
like,
Kugel, that's like an outdated version, actually.
Oh, okay. But okay. The thing is that, like,
you have an advantage.
You're trying to make it harder on higher FPS by making it buggy. Although the demon list would just let you bug fix that. But
yeah. So
I don't know why you also refuse to, like, add frame perfects to it. Like, I think
it's just not good places. That's all. Like, and plus, I don't want to add frame perfects because, like, you know, I do have a verifier, and, like, I want him to actually enjoy playing.
No, I'm sure there are, like,
Google and Skibble, you and Synactive are weird and like frame perfects too much.
No. Like, no. There definitely has to be, like, it's a 3.5 minute level. There has to be some parts that are already 60 FPS frame perfects, which you can align so that, like, they're also
Probably
frame
true.
perfects on higher FPS.
I don't think that's true. I don't think there is a single frame perfect in this whole level.
I mean, okay, I'm looking at the level. The level doesn't look like a level that would have one, but I'm sure, like, with a level that long, there has to be at least...
AA has frame perfects. Like, does AA look like it has frame perfects? No.
No, yeah, but there are frame perfects.
I also just heavily disagree with purposely making frame perfects for higher refresh rate monitors, because there's so much worse for higher refresh rate monitors to do.
Yeah, well, you know what is so much worse for 60? Like, garbage ship-based stuff, but people do that.
Yeah, but I still want the level to be fun. I just want it to be harder for 144 hertz players.
Yeah.
I'm saying the best way to do it without letting, you know, them just basically nerf the level would be.
Hopefully,
adding a frame perfect for 144 hertz sucks. It sucks for them. Trust me, it's terrible to play them.
How about we just stop caring about
this is not the point of the level, Kugel. Like, the point of the level is the multi-activate stuff, you know?
So I know how 144 frame perfect.
Kugel's just like, there needs to these higher refresh rate monitors need to be punished for playing on this. We need to make it awful for them so 60 hertz have a fun level.
Yeah, because every level in the demon list is garbage on 60 because everyone makes it.
I understand his frustration, and again, I want to make it so that there is a key in the level that fixes all the bugs for 144 hertz, but also buffs the level. It's just that I don't want I want the level to be buffed as a whole, not to just have specific choke points.
Yes, thank you. That's good. Don't add frame perfect. You can make it tighter. That's fine.
Yeah.
Also, just saying, I did have an idea similar to that I kind of gave up on, which was I would add a key where if you didn't want to deal with the frame perfects on higher FPS, you could take the key and it would remove all the frame perfects, but it would buff the entire level into this high FPS version of Death Corridor, which is very slightly harder or maybe the same difficulty as the 60 FPS one, but it's just it's not unbalanced as hell.
You just give them the completely fully impossible version ships.
Yeah. The one with the 2-player mini wave.
Well, no, not even that. Just the ships. Just the ships. Just the one ship that's big instead of the mini.
I think that one in the old one is actually easier than
way easier.
In the update.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. So
yeah, it is.
It's 8 fast.
It's a lot easier. Yeah, that's one of the things that was harder in the update.
Actually, one of the easiest parts of the level.
I haven't seen it in a long time, so it might actually just be.
The old Death Corridor is weird because there are parts that are actually significantly easier than in the update, but then there are parts that are just straight up
impossible. You can't even pass it. I think the ball at the end is impossible straight up.
It's not impossible. It's just you need UFM level CPS to do it.
For sure. I think that that's true. That was indicative of Death Quarters. Sorry, what am I trying to say here? I think that was one thing that I always found kind of interesting about Death Quarter is that a lot of the level looked completely possible and even easy, but then other parts were just were just impossible to do.
Yeah. I mean, I think it also has a thing where some things are just a lot harder than they look.
Yeah,
for sure.
And a lot easier than they look too in some parts.
Also, Haunted Corridor is awful. I just want to say that.
I'm not gonna dispute that. It's a pretty.
What do you mean? Haunted Corridor is epic.
There's one. The only thing I liked about Haunted Corridor was Ice Cave's bot of it, just because the dual wave, the way he did the spikes was funny. But that's it. that's the only thing. The level's bad.
The ball is funny. That's the entire quality of the level.
Yeah, the levels, you can't even play it correctly. You have to cheese it.
It's funny.
Okay.
How much longer is this? We've been going for a while.
We can probably end it pretty shortly here. It's going on for about an hour and 18 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's add some more content about Among Us, I'd say.
Okay, no, I'm ending this now.
Okay.
I like
wait, before we end it though.
I like them. I actually enjoyed playing Among Us back when we used to do it, but memes of it are something else.
Memes of it are so funny. Funny. I'm just laughing really hard when I see the Among Us character inside the lens.
Okay. Anyway, but okay, I actually have to go to the previous episode because I forgot what the questions were. But we need to do that if we're gonna.
Yeah, I forgot. You go an entire season of production, you eventually just forget. Man, what were we doing last season?
I did a sin and made an Among Us meme.
It doesn't help that and Kat asked 3 different questions and kept changing them.
Update on our place. The Eiffel Tower is currently disintegrating.
Oh no! Rip the Eiffel Tower.
I say it's about time.
Rip Eiffel Tower.
No, that Eiffel Tower is terrible. They can make their flag smaller.
There are Among Us guys everywhere. Why are they everywhere?
It's Reddit. What do you expect?
Dude, they should just
it's probably because they're so small that no one's gonna realize their flag's been invaded if they just change the pattern to Among Us guys or something.
Well, I looked back on it, and like NCAT and Maximer's question were like directed towards Paco and Blitzer. So
Oh yeah.
they were meant to be next, but we couldn't make the episode, right?
So you have to ask S3rios to pack up.
Yeah,
No, it's fine. Just get Paco
No,
Blitzer
that's
to, like,
actually
in the
fun- no, no.
future
No,
ask
that's
serious
funny.
question.
Okay, so first of all, Venom asked. Venom asked, "What is your opinion on KHC list placement?"
KHC what?
Like, kind of hard challenge. It's my challenge, and
No. Just say KHC list placement. We need his
Okay.
opinion on it.
Oh, the KHC list placement. I think it's too high on the list. It needs to go down.
No, we're cutting this out.
Okay, what about the other one?
Okay, the next one was, what is your... This was meant to be for Paco, what Maximer asked, but what is your ideal list guidelines?
Oh, that actually could work for S3rios. I didn't answer it right.
The like list
Yeah,
guidelines, as in like the demon list or the challenge.
Whatever
list?
you want to.
Well, I mean,
Okay. Well,
Paco-
I've said for the longest time that the demon list should have tiers instead of exact placements.
you mean like the GDDP?
You mean like the sound dodger list?
Yeah. Yeah, like the sound dodger list. Exactly.
Have you seen Trusta's GDDP? Because that's literally what that is.
I don't know what that.
The GDDP is actually a good idea. I like it. I like it.
Where's...
I was like putting forward a push to center the player achievements on the list, and oddly enough, that's actually happened recently. Like list points have become more central to the list than the exact placements, and like people don't argue over placements nearly as much as they used to, which I think is really good.
This was by the way, this was inspired.
I think like top 5 is okay to have, and then past that, because like there's a clear top 5 usually.
This was inspired by Jack's Wave GDSR, which was the same thing where like you had tiers for wave challenges, right? And that was inspired by something from like I Want to Be the Guy fan games like Needle FSR or whatever. But yeah, so you instead of having it like you have tiers based on the difficulty. So like beginner tiers like easy demons, then bronze, then silver, then gold, amber, platinum, sapphire, blah 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 blah. You get to like onyx, amethyst, obsidian. So you go from easy demons.
Obsidian.
You go from easy demons to like levels that haven't been verified yet that were like considered impossible or something.
It's a good idea.
Like I think it works. I don't know. I feel like the way that Wave GDSR is organized is a bit better though. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it is what you described, and I think it would make it a lot more accessible too.
Yeah, accessibility is the main thing that it helps.
But honestly, I think the demon list should still stay the way it is, because I mean that's the point of it. It's just a ranking of the top levels, even if I think it's annoying now. It's still.
I think the issue you run into is like you can probably place like a top 5 or top 10 pretty okay, but once you start getting into like 47, it's like, okay, what makes this level higher on the list than 46 or 40? Like it's like
the thing is the differences are getting smaller now. Like before it was more distinct, but now you have like levels that used to be like 2 places apart are now like 30 places apart, and you're like, wow, well these levels used to be so close in difficulty that they were right next to each other, and now there's that many levels in between, and you're thinking, well all those levels are just the same difficulty. But
I think like a top 5 or top 10 and then past that is just kind of rankings would probably be like a decent thing to look into the future, because it's just it's hard to tell if one's harder than the other, because it could be a skill set thing.
Another
even with top levels. But yeah, what were you saying?
One more thing about the list.
I think that
the list needs to stop fucking calling itself official. I'm so tired.
Yes, thank you. Please.
I've been pushing for this for years, literal years, like all the way back when like Werewin and stuff were pushing for it. Like I'm so tired of them calling themselves the official demon list. They're not the official demon list. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that the community treats them like the official demon list.
Back like 4 years ago, back when the level, like after Bloodlust was rated and then Extremes just weren't getting attention anymore, I actually talked with someone from the demon list, like an owner, trying to convince them to allow just unrated levels, like just unrated extreme demons that were verified because it's been
there's an unrated demon list.
Well,
by the way.
yeah, but I'm saying way back then, when the extreme demons weren't being rated, like nothing was getting rated, and so I was like, dude, just place these on the list. And he's like, no, because then it wouldn't be official. We want to keep this as official as possible. It's like, you're not official. You're just not. Obviously, then I guess Rata was like, never mind, and then all the really bad extremes started getting rated.
I know. Right. God, I thought for sure that like Crimson Planet and like Arctic Lights and
Space.
I thought for sure that they would never get rated, but then like a year or more later, and they're rated. Like, man.
Now there's just like no quality control for extreme, so whatever. But
I'm still annoyed by that, but whatever.
But if I was gonna change something about the list, there would be a lot more, and it would be like completely different things. But since we are planning on getting Pac-Man Blitzer, I think we can actually get into that on that episode. Okay. And then NCAT's question is like again related to the demon list, which is can you remove records that didn't get the coins in thinking space?
Yeah, S3rios, can you?
If only. What if I just removed thinking space? Period.
That's a good idea. Let's just remove it.
Can you?
Idea. Anyway, okay. So I mean, with those questions aside, do you want to come up with like a question for the next guest or guest?
Yeah, sure. What are your thoughts on the? Hello.
Okay, yeah, Snacks is back.
Sorry. Okay.
Was I unhearable for a while or something?
We could hear you. Just okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But nobody was responding to me.
Maybe we can hear you.
Okay. Wait. Seriously.
Okay. My question for the next person is what are your thoughts on the Israel-Palestine conflict?
Okay. Let's go.
Fair. It's not the worst question we've ever had.
Yeah. We've had some more controversial ones.
I think the Stormfly question was awful, but I think what was even more awful was how the guy said his answer. So
wait, what was the Stormfly question?
It was that question of if you had to have sex with two people and their ages added to 30, what ages would you choose? And then the dude that answered it just right out the gate just answered it with his like, what did he say? I forget his answer. It was like
18 and 12.
18 and 12. He's like 18 and 12-year-old, and then he talked about how it would happen. I was like, okay, dude. Jeez.
What? Oh yeah. Okay.
He just started talking about how it would happen, and I was like,
"Oh
you
my
don't need to explain it."
All right. Well, if they want like if they want like not a controversial question.
No.
I
think Palestine's funny. So
yeah, I think it's
okay.
All right.
They can choose to answer it safe. It's not one you have to really.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. It was a lot of
fun. Of course. It was a lot of fun. You guys should invite me back.
Yeah. Sometime. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, maybe when we get Dr. John.
No.
Fucking God.
Never.
Okay, no, but yeah.
Speaking of which, if you ever see the famous Cinci podcast interacting with you, it's KugelBlitz. I want to make that very clear. It's only KugelBlitz.
Yeah, nobody else does anything with like famous Cinci podcast accounts or advertising. Like it's just Google.
It's just KugelBlitz. So stop messaging me.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, see ya.
Bye.